Hey everybody, how you doing today? It is September 22nd, 2020, and I have a couple articles here that I want to read to you and get some information out there real quick. I haven't been able to make a video the last 2 days, just got a lot going on right now. I apologize. I definitely will be getting these videos out a lot more here in the next few days. Just had a few things going on, so bear with me, but we'll get this information out there. Here we go, right? This is an email that I got, and it's what we've been predicting because that's what they've been predicting. All we've had to do is just watch and listen to what they say, and take a step back and hack the headlines, hack what they're trying to tell you because they show it. The fall surge is here. I've been pushing this over and over again that people need to prepare for this winter because of the flu season. They're going to use it. Public health experts have long worried that the end of summer, as some students returned to school and the weather cooled, would bring a surge in CV cases. That surge appears to have begun. All right, well, let's just stop right there, okay? Because if you knew this was all coming all along, if you have been long been worried about it, why did you send all the kids back to school? Why did you send the children back into these environments if you truly believe this so-called pandemic is happening and that you were worried about it? How can anybody still believe this? That there is a true threat the way that they're saying? I don't understand how you can't see it. The number of new daily confirmed cases in the U.S. has jumped more than 15% in the past 10 days. It is the sharpest increase since late spring, and it has arrived just before the official start of autumn, which is today. Here we go again, just cases, cases, cases. Nothing about deaths because their numbers aren't big enough. They need the big numbers, and all they're going to do is continue to talk about cases. This was a complete, shift. They just took everybody when they were talking about all the deaths, switched it to cases because now cases are the big one and the deaths aren't adding up. And people just didn't catch that they switched the terminology. It says, unlike the earlier summer surge in the U.S., the spike also coincides with a rising number of cases in affluent countries like Canada and much of Europe. The increases appear to play a role in yesterday's stock market decline, as investors fear the need for new lockdowns. They're coming, everyone. They're coming. Prepare now. I promise you, you will be getting locked back down. We will be. There's no doubt. You can see it. They're talking about it everywhere. Here, let's jump here for a second. This is over in Europe. And, look at Europe scrambles to contain rise in CV cases. So they're locking down areas. Already putting these massive lockdowns. And what they're doing over here is they are actually locking down like the poor areas. It's unbelievable. And they're not even being able to, leave their house. They have to literally be approved to do anything. It is just, it's very, 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 very alarming to see how we are, where we are going. It says right here, it says, look at how they're calling it a challenging winter too, right? Because they're going in the wrong direction. See, the UK faces a challenging winter. See, so it's coming. It says Boris Johnson huddled with ministers over the weekend to discuss the government's reaction. Analysts expect the government to announce a slate of short-term restrictions that will act as a circuit breaker to slow the speed of the spread of the disease. So, let's see who they're going to lock down, right? Let's see what they're going to do. While death rates in Britain have remained relatively low, so look at, they've remained relatively low. Oh my gosh. Recently, with a 7-day average of 21 deaths a day last week compared to a peak of 942 on April 10th, public health officials warn that deaths are likely to rise. Well, that's pretty easy to say, right? Well, so if it goes from 21 deaths to 22 deaths, that means it rose, right? It's pathetic how they trick people just by their wording. It says, there is a particular concern that infections currently affecting mainly working age people could creep back into the vulnerable elderly population and lead to spike in deaths. So here we go again. They're going to say, look, you're out working, right? Because you're out and about and you're working, the middle class or whatever you want to have, the working age people are going to now go, they're going to spread this, they're going to, hurt the elderly. This is what we're all going to hear again. Okay, it says French health authorities have started opening new testing centers in Paris to try to reduce queues and delays in the numbers of the virus infection steadily increases. Look at that. So now they opened up 20 new testing centers. It's like You can see what they're doing. These testing centers are points where they're going to force you to go, okay? You're going to have to go to these areas to get in and out of these lockdown areas, okay? And that's what you have to see, because it's going to continue to do this everywhere, not just in Europe and these other places that we see. You know, look at right here. They're talking how they discuss measures aimed at preventing a second wave. So here we go, right? All the second wave talk is now here, and you see it. Okay, they were talking about it forever. I told you that it would line right up with the flu season. We knew they were going to do this, okay? Oh, man. Listen right here. This is it. Check this out. The state capital in Munich imposed local restrictions starting Thursday to rein in its galloping infection rates, including limiting the number of people allowed to meet in public to 5 or members of 2 households, and capping private indoor gatherings such as birthday parties, weddings, or funerals at 25 people. You are being controlled at every point. Look to the right. You are now wearing masks. This is now the new normal, which it's not, but that is what they are pushing, and that is what is happening. It says we have to drastically reduce the number of people getting together. Man, say, look at, no longer, these people are not, many are not longer adhering to social distancing rules. See, you broke our rules. Now we're going to have to lock you down because you didn't listen. It's the same story over and over again. You know? Says the government plans soon to offer quick test and open dedicated walk-in fever clinics to separate patients with CV-like symptoms from other. How many people do you think are going to get a fever? Do you see how broad this is? You know, my son had a fever over the weekend. Saturday and Sunday both he was sick. Sore throat, had stuffy nose, you know, everything. Didn't take him to a doctor. Didn't do anything. Monitored him myself. Took care of my son with more natural stuff. And guess what? Today, he's perfectly fine. But what if people don't understand what we're trying to say? And like I did, my son has a fever. What are they going to do if they believe this? They're going to run and take these kids to fever clinics. All right? These type of places. We truly have to stop this. Do not take your kids to these areas, please. You know, look at Spahn warned that weddings, bars, clubs, and religious and family gatherings have emerged as the main sites where the virus is spread. Oh, but it's okay because they can keep protesting. They can keep doing this. They're opening all your theme parks. You know, Disney World's open. You know, Walmarts have never closed. Everything. But just because you and I want to maybe, you know, go sit down, have a restaurant, have some food or whatever it is, or go to church, we're not even allowed to do that. You know, that's against the rules. You know, it's not good. And they're locking down the areas where the people are poor. You know, and that's what they're showing over and over again. So please, when you see these type of headlines coming, you know, it truly, truly is. You know, because look, these are targeted restrictions. See, targeted because they're going after certain areas, all right? So we need to spread this information now because it is coming, okay? And now as you see them sending back these kids to school, even under all these horrible times, right? This is all spreading. They're telling us the second wave is here. Yeah, what happened today? Mix of joy and confusion as school doors open for the youngest in NYC. Up to 90,000 children. In pre-K and students with advanced disabilities return to in-person school on Monday. Can you explain this? Please explain it if you believe in this virus and you think this is true, that they are going to send your most precious everything, your life, your world, your children, your youngest children, where they're the most vulnerable. They're going to send them to school, even though they're talking right now, saying that the surge is now here. Everybody wake up. I know most of you are, so let's continue to spread this information because it truly is you're seeing all of, you know, everything we talked about. It's all coming true, and we know it will even more coming into this winter. Prepare for this winter, please. Continue to pray because we need it now more than ever. I'm begging you to keep praying because I have been down. It is dragging me down, and, you know, I had to take a day truly just to get back up, you know, just to pray and just kind of get back into the motions of dealing with all this because it becomes a lot. It's a lot of sadness. It's a lot of, you know, heartache to cover what I cover, and but I'm going to keep doing it because I want to get the information out to you. So Everybody, stay safe, stay strong. Remember, there's no fear in this. There's no panic, okay? You know, fear no man. You know, you don't. You fear God. That's it. Okay? But he will be there for you and he will have your back, I promise. Just ask him. I love you all. Stay safe. We'll talk to you soon. God bless.